Two area of interests and two invests are threatening the US coastline and could become tropical storms very, very soon. Invest 92L, which is still our main story, and Invest 93L, which is much of a surprise to us storm trackers, but Invest 93L could actually become Tropical Storm Bill in the next 6 hours, believe it or not. It has really caught us off guard. A special advisory from the National Hurricane Center was issued a few minutes ago, and we will be watching this storm quite closely throughout this morning. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and leave a like while you're at it, and leave a comment saying how much you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be going into depth with all of this and giving you a forecast on Invest 92L, which is quite a threat if you do live on the Gulf Coast. So here's the National Hurricane Center's map. Next 2 days, Invest 92L is a 20% chance and Invest 93L a 50% chance. In the next 5 days, both are 50% chances in the Gulf of Campeche and the Gulf Stream, so respective areas of the Atlantic Basin are not a threat there. Here's our forecast map which varies a little bit from the National Hurricane Center's. We've got Invest 93 labelled as a 60% chance, and it could very well be a 70% chance in the next hour or so if it continues this development trend that it has. Invest 92L, 60% chance in the next 2 days, 70% chance in the next 5 days, and could become a tropical storm around 5 days out and then strike the US coastline as a near hurricane system, which is what some models are saying. So here's our what the models have been saying, the GFS in particular, with all of the runs over the past 24 hours. The lines indicate where tropical storm genesis is likely over the next 240 hours. So you've got those three little areas there. The main one is, of course, that storm that is going into the Gulf of Mexico coastline, Louisiana in particular, Invest 92L. And the GFS being very consistent on that, calling for a landfall in Louisiana, probably between Lake Charles and New Orleans. Then the other tick over, sort of in the Gulf Stream, is Invest 93L. The most recent run, the 6Z run, has been showing that just south of Cape Hatteras, and that could actually go up and strike or could actually strike Nova Scotia as a post-tropical system. But as you can see, the GFS have been quite consistent on that system becoming a tropical storm. And then those two lines, the 12Z run and the 6Z run, has been a bit of a swirl that the GFS has marked with tropical storm force winds in the Caribbean Sea, not too likely and quite far out for development. So here's Invest 92L intensity run versus the Invest 93L intensity run. Invest 92L by far the most intriguing. All major models on this run, all 5 of them, calling for a tropical storm, high-end, mid to high-end tropical storm, and then some of the more unreliable models calling for a hurricane. The ship model, which is incredibly unreliable, calling for a Category 2 storm. So we do need to be watching it closely. Conditions do support the ship model's analogy, but it is quite unlikely at this stage. But again, still definitely one to watch. And Invest 93L most likely going to become a tropical storm in the next 24 hours by most major models, and probably not much stronger than that. So here's the GFS wind speed run from the Weather Nerds page for Invest 92L. A significant storm, actually, likely size-wise, but probably no more than producing tropical storm force conditions for a brief period of time. It's sort of touch and go with that storm. The GFS, however, is notorious for underestimating, and it has been quite well at doing that for this system. The storm is expected to strike just south of New Orleans as a tropical storm with winds of around 40 to 45 knots on the GFS side of things. It has been calling for a hurricane landfall in a run, but that has since backed off. We don't really know what the GFS is doing, to be honest. It has been inconsistent intensity-wise, but very consistent wind, location-wise, rather. The rainfall is the main threat from this system. Very significant rainfall totals are expected in the Gulf of Mexico, in particularly New Orleans, which could see up to 10 inches of rain. The Mobile Bay region as well is likely to receive rainfall totals in the 7 to 8 inch region, and much of Louisiana expecting at least an inch of rain, which is just rainfall that Louisiana does not need after very significant flooding. And you can see that play out. Mexico also very likely to be on the receiving end of some very significant rainfall. Here's how Invest 93L is looking on the IR satellite imagery. You can understand how this is practically a tropical storm right now. Solid rotation, convection covered centre, and some significant inflow and outflow features starting to develop as well. So in all, probably could be a tropical storm at this stage. We probably should get a recon mission into it to have a little look, but developing very, very nicely. Radar imagery also says that it had an eye-like feature a few hours ago, which has since closed up with rain. If that does pop out again, we're definitely likely to see a tropical storm. But if it doesn't pop out, it's most likely going to die as an invest. Anyways, that is about it that I have on Invest 93L. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe while you're at it. We're very close to 250 subscribers, so make sure you do click that subscribe button. That's all from me, and I'll catch you all in the next storm. Goodbye.